to the Mss Francois Show. Of course, I'm your host, and you know what the Mss Francois Show is all about, right? We have candid conversations, a variety of entertainment, and I use humor to help you deal with your dysfunctional relationships. Still don't have a man, so I live in a bunch of dysfunction, so I'm helping myself here. Today we have a guest. Her name is Nikole Mitchell. For some reason, they wanted to spell her name with a K because they wanted her to be special, but it's Nicole, okay? So with that said, she's a biracial queer. I don't know what the hell that is. I think she just made it up. But anyway, who stopped from being a good girl in order to be a free woman? Okay, I think free woman just means to take your clothes off, but we'll find out more about that later on, okay? But she went from food stamps to six-figure months. I work a whole year and I still make six figures. So we need to find out what this biracial queer is doing. So hello, Nicole. How are you?
Hello. What a wonderful, hilarious intro. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here. Let me tell you guys, I was stalking this girl on the internet, on Facebook, long before we actually met. And when I met, I was like, oh my God. She didn't know I was saying that in my head. I was looking all calm and cool, you know?
You
But
were.
Nicole, I think you're a very interesting person. You're a very interesting guest. I think you're going to be like my most interesting guest, and I'm going to be getting a lot of likes and comments. And oh, I'm excited. I'm about to go viral with Nikole Mitchell. With that said, right?
I
What
love
the
it.
hell is biracial queer? Because guys, I don't want to get in trouble. You know, Dave Chappelle in trouble or whatever. I'm for Dave Chappelle. I don't care what you all say, okay? Because we don't know what this is, okay? I like just penis by itself. So I just want to know what is a biracial queer and why you put biracial in front of it.
Yes. Okay. Thank you for asking. And that's part of why I like using descriptors in my bios or in my intros because it causes people to lean in. And I'm all about creating curiosity and having dialogue versus assumptions. So I'm biracial. I look very white, but I'm half Korean, half white. And that's really important to me because in America, we are so quick to whitewash people and cultures and really have a heart for multiracial, biracial people like me to know there's space for us and we belong and we don't want to be erased. I am also queer. For most of my life, I thought I was straight. I was super into men. I'm still super into men. But later in my life, in my mid 30s, I realized I don't think I'm just straight and found over time that I identify as pansexual. So I'm attracted to all kinds of genders, all kinds of body types, all kinds of energies, and that is more fitting to me. And I just use the umbrella term queer just to do exactly what you did, which is lean in and ask more.
Okay, I hope, am I a type? I don't know.
I love it.
So I'm sure they're leaning in because they're like, okay, that goes her white privilege is totally gone. She messed it up, but she's okay with that, right? So all these things I had to read up on you and do my own little research. So basically, all this basically happened in 2019. Like, what for you was that aha moment, or what is it that clicked that made you make this big transformation?
Yeah. If anyone's followed me before, seen me in your show, so everyone knows me as the pastor turned stripper. And so my whole life, I grew up in the church. I became a leader in my church. And in 2017, I walked away from it all and just felt like I wasn't living my fullest truth. And I didn't yet know what my fullest truth was. So I went on this what ended up being a 2-year journey to figure out who I am and what do I really want to do with my life. And 2018 is where I found out I really love doing adult work. And I actually feel very called to it, which is not the case for everyone. And so I went from one extreme to the other, and everything blossomed in my life after that pivot, after that transformation.
Okay, so one minute you had your clothes on, it wasn't working, and next minute your clothes off, so it's working. That's what you're telling me?
Exactly. It's so much better, you guys. You all should try it.
And like throughout a lot of your stuff that you talk about being a people pleaser and a goody two shoes, right? And your scarcity mindset, all these things you were talking about, which seems to be so negative. And but it's like, how do you really go from I'm not sure, I'm confused, let me make sure I do everything, so be a yes person to, you know what, it's all about me, I care about me, I have this higher self-esteem, because there are people hearing your story, I'm going to be like, I want to do that. I want to go the next step. But how do you even start to
Mhm.
do that whole twist?
Yeah, it's a lot deeper and harder than my tagline makes it appear. It makes it look very easy, but that anyone who pauses long enough to realize, holy crap, this had to take a lot of courage and deep inner work to do is exactly right. And I would say the number one thing, if anyone is going through a transition or pivot or want to find freedom, is hire support. Because I knew I was going to lose friends. I knew I was going to lose family members. I knew I was going to lose my entire community. So I hired a life coach to walk me through that journey so I wouldn't be alone. And so I'd have someone I could ask my questions to, I could cry to, I could celebrate my wins with. So hiring support has been one of the key elements of my success over the past couple of years.
Buddy, woman, I had no money. Okay, so you had money to hire somebody
I
to
did not
cry
have
on
money.
and all that stuff. Okay, some people could say that's like a coach, like a mentor, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so I have no money. I could barely have money to buy food. Who I talking to? Huh? Who I
Yes.
talking to? I should call you. I should call you, Nicole.
Yes, I was on food stamps when I hired my first life coach. I get it. I was extremely broke, borrowing money from friends and family every month to pay my bills. It was incredibly stressful. I was on food stamps for 8 years. So I get it. And it's terrifying when you've been trying year after year after year after year, trying to make it and you don't make it. And you keep falling further behind. And for me on my journey, when I learned about life coaching, it was like the missing key. I was like, I had this lock before me. I'm trying to pick with all these different things, and nothing was getting it to open. When I learned about life coaching, something went off like a light bulb. Like, Nicole, that is your key. That is the ticket. And to invest in one was insane. I emptied every penny to my name just to put a deposit down on my life coach. And I had 2 months to figure out how to come up with 10,000 more dollars to pay off the remaining balance. It was terrifying. It was ludicrous. If you had looked at it back then, it would have been irresponsible as a young mom of 3 kids who doesn't have enough money to pay bills to take this huge risk and add more debt for the chance at a better future would have not been the right call. But in my heart, it was the right thing. And in those 2 months, I managed to come up with $10,000. And once I experienced that, I realized how powerful I was. And I was like, damn, if I can come up with $10,000 in 2 months, I can do anything. And it actually made me super glad my coach didn't charge $500. Like when I first hired him, I'm like, why do you charge so much? Have pity. You should charge like a few $100s. It's all I can afford. But he didn't. And it's because he knew once I rose to that level and saw how powerful and capable I would be unstoppable. And so because I've gone on to now, as you've shared, I have 6-figure months. I've blown my own goals out of the water, but it started when I had no money and I took a very scary and very real risk.
Okay. So if you're on food stamps and you have no money and no food to say to feed your kids, just get a coach. Okay,
Just
people?
hire
Get,
me. I got you.
like before all this, like you said, you were in the church, but you were married. You have 3 kids. What are your kids' ages?
They are 6, 8, and 11.
Oh my God, your whole face got so soft. Like, oh, that's so sweet. Of
Babies.
course, people was like, okay, where did the kids come out? Because you're glowing, you look perfect. They're like, she's lying. The all 3 kids are adopted. But no, so 3 kids and you were married. So when all this thing opened up for you since 2017, you were married. So no, you're still married, you're divorced. How did that play out? Tell
Yeah,
us the
I am.
tell us the tea, tell us the drama. Oh my
Yes.
God,
Here's
what
the
did you do?
inside
Who did?
scoop. So I was married in 2009 and totally planned on being married forever. And like no one plans on getting married to get divorced. And so my divorce was not planned. It was very unexpected. Um, but we found ourselves in 2019, 2020 starting to significantly part directions with our life goals and our values and our vision. And we had this moment, many moments were like, do we want to fight to keep our paths together, or is the most loving thing we can do is to let each other go and follow our own paths? And we decided to let each other go and get divorced. um, Terrifying decision. I was so scared. I bawled my eyes out. I never thought divorce would be part of my story. But once I saw that that was part of my path, I surrendered to it. And thankfully, now on the other side, we've been divorced for a year and a half. We're such good friends. We co parent so well. and
I ain't
being
nobody
the
want to hear
sun.
that part. Ain't nobody want to hear you doing good. I know. Let's
It's
be real. When your
possible.
friends call you to gossip, no one wants to hear, girl, he loves me. Everything went so perfect. We had a divorce. We co-parent. We spent some family time together. Thanksgiving was wonderful with my ex-husband. Nobody
No,
wants to hear that.
we
Okay,
need
we
to
want to
hear
hear there
that.
was a fight. Okay, I know what show she come on. Okay, she on the wrong show. So my thing is, okay, so the whole biracial stuff, you said all certain things come up for you in 2017 when you separated from all that stuff, right? So so between 2017 and all the way up to what, 2020, you were still married?
Yeah, we got divorced in 2020. Mm-hmm.
Okay, but all during this time between 2017 and 2020, all these things came out. But how you being bi, not biracial, who cares about that part? No one cares. So you being queer, and then you have a husband, like how does that work?
Yeah,
Because
yeah. He okay. You're not gonna like this answer either. He was
because
amazing.
I'm thinking he need counseling.
he was he was the most supportive human through it all. When I came out to him as queer, I knew out of all the people, he was the one person I was not afraid to tell. He's always been super open-minded and just a really loving person. And so I remember the night I came out to him, we were in our kitchen. I'm like, hey, I don't think I'm straight. I'm queer. I'm still figuring out what that means exactly. And he said, I think that's awesome. I think that's totally normal. And I'm so
He's like,
happy
oh,
for
more woman in my bed. No,
and he hugged me and I bawled because I knew he would love me. And through all, even as I got into adult modeling, he was my biggest fan, my biggest cheerleader through all of that. So I give him a lot of credit for where I am today because he helped set me free in many ways.
okay, so just so you all know, her husband is her ex-husband, so we all need to find a man like that. Okay, she
He's single.
again, what? I'm just saying, you're gonna give me his number after. Okay, you, we're about to be related in some way. I'm gonna have the fourth child. I know she got rid of that. I'm keeping it. Okay, with that said, we're gonna take a quick break and we will get into some nasty stuff. Okay, you all just nasty. We ain't getting no nasty stuff. Okay, but we're gonna find out more about her transition from being a pastor to adult, showing all the titties and everything. Okay, come on right back. Welcome back. You saw those pictures of Miss Nikole Mitchell. They're beautiful, right? I should have just squeezed in some of mine, but I don't like competition. So with those pictures, I showed like a transition, the good girl to the bad girl. We're gonna find out how she turned bad and how bad she is, right? So again, in the beginning, we had you being a pastor. Now you do adult stuff. Give me some example of what these adult things are.
Ooh, so it's like, so I do all my adult work on OnlyFans, which is just another social media platform, and you pay to subscribe to it. And inside my OnlyFans, I post content every single day. I sell content like extra explicit content or fantasy content every week. You can buy my underwear, you can buy me lingerie, you can book Zoom calls with me. It's pretty amazing. It's hot And it's
I'm
real
in the
personal.
wrong job. The
You can
wrong
make a
job.
lot of money doing it. Put that out there.
Okay, well, from food stamps to six-figure months, obviously. What you see most, and one of the things I saw, you said you had a fantasy ever since you was a teen to be a stripper. So now I'm thinking, how, I'd say I'm 14, I'm like, oh my God, yeah, I want to really take my clothes off, shake my little thingy. I'm thinking you ain't got that much titties at 15. So how is this a fantasy? Because people are like, what, a teen? What the hell? What kind of parent she had that she's thinking of these things
You know
for
what's
you
so
to want to, yeah.
Yes. What's so crazy is I was raised in really tiny private Christian schools. I was very sheltered. I knew nothing of the world. So I don't even know how I became aware that a stripper was even a thing, but something in me wanted it from a very young age. We're talking like 5th grade, right? You're like 11 or 10, like super young. And then I remember in 8th grade watching the movie Titanic at the movie theater, and when the camera pans across Kate Winslet's naked body as Jack is drawing her, I remember thinking at age 13, I want to do that someday. I want to be naked. I want to be drawn. I want to have pictures taken of me, which is so crazy that that makes no sense for my context of how I was raised, but something in me already knew what I was meant to do at some point. It just
Hold
took
on,
a
I'm going to
lot
go
of
get some holy water for you
years.
right now. Okay.
Sprinkle it on me. But it is interesting because that would be like my daughter who's 11. She could come to me and be like, I want to be a stripper mom. No parent expects that. So it would be a really interesting conversation and situation if your young child came to you saying, this is what I want to be someday.
Well, girl, I'm from Trinidad, and my parents would tie me up and put me in the basement and not let me out till about 25. Okay. As old as I am, I'm still scared of my parents. And I live a very sheltered life. I just know walk to school and walk to church. I don't know anything else, right?
Mm-hmm.
But with that said, like this is my thing. I see that you sell a, like beside OnlyFans, you're a coach, right? Yeah, one of the things I love, you said you help people to create a life of their dreams by making money doing what they love. And you have all these courses on your website. You all got to check it out because I'm going to put all these things at the bottom, right? You have Become a Money Magnet, Mastering the Art of Manifestation, and other courses. So, beside OnlyFans, you're doing other things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, how do you make most of your money from OnlyFans? It's just a mixture of all these things? And exactly in these coaching courses, what exactly are you giving people?
Love it. Yeah, it's a mixture of everything. And I've actually been a life coach for 4 years. I've been doing OnlyFans for 2 years. All my life coaching work infuses my adult work. And I have 11 digital courses because I care so much about helping people make money doing what they love. So my courses are all about how to make a shit ton of money, how to be more you and using your you-ness as a magnet to attract everything you want. I have a course called Sexy and Free, which is all about feeling sexy in your body, feeling safe in your body, and how to express that in a way that feels really good to you. So it's all about finding your power and channeling it in whatever way you want to. It's amazing.
Of course, people is like, what exactly are we doing in these courses? I guess you're all gonna have to buy it to find
Find
out.
out. Yes.
Okay, so that's pretty awesome. So a lot of people, I think, even listening to any of your interviews, including this one, they're like, okay, she got 3 kids, got a divorce, she's all these things, she adult stuff or whatever. What would you be telling you, like you said, if your 11-year-old daughter came and said these things, or any of your kids, or when they get older and they see this stuff and this is what mommy does, or their friends make fun of them, how you plan on handling all these things? Because I'm sure you
Yeah.
thought about it.
Yes, I'm already handling them because I raised my kids in a very sex positive, educated home. So we talk about consent, bodily autonomy. We talk about how kids do kids things and adults do adult things. They know I'm a model. They know I'm a lingerie and nude model. They hear me have interviews all the time. Like my kids are home right now. So they hear this conversation. They know they can ask me anything. And so my hope is that they'll be raised without shame or embarrassment. They can ask me anything. And if any kid made some joke or try to put it down, that they would feel educated enough to give an educated response versus shrinking. I think my kids are incredibly intelligent. And I always tell them, like, at the end of the day, I want you to do you. Be you, do you, whatever that looks like, even if it's different than what I expect for you, because you're the only one who knows who you're meant to be. So I'm hoping that by living my truth, it sets them free to live their truth too.
That is the dumbest. No, that was from a show. I love myself.
Yes. Oh my God, I love you.
I saw like you had done on your YouTube channel, you still have a sermon up from 2017, right? And girl, I went through those comments. I would have been like, delete my whole sermon, right? Because the amount of negative things that was put on that sermon, I said, she praying to a whole other God that I don't know because I ain't that strong. So my question is, how come you haven't taken it down, and how do you deal with some of those comments?
Yeah, what's so interesting is every social media platform is so different. So for example, YouTube is the worst when it comes to comments. The most negative, the most mean are posted there. If you go to Reddit, all positive comments under my account. You go to Instagram, 95% positive, 5% negative. So it's interesting how every platform draws out different aspects of our humanness. So I just don't even engage the negative. I don't even read it. And I don't delete my preaching videos because to me, it just shows where I've come from. It's evidence of my evolution and it's part of my story. And if it bothers you, welcome to my life. Like, I've had to figure this out. You go figure it out. And at the end of the day, I want to spend my time creating, not censoring. I want to spend my time being, not controlling. And anytime there is a negative comment, it is a constant reminder that it is all about them and what they think, what they feel, nothing to do about me. So I just let them sit with that and let them deal with that. And on occasion, very rare occasion, if I have enough energy and grace in a day, I might engage with one or two negative comments on Facebook or Instagram, not for the troll, but for all my people who are silently watching. Because I know they're looking to me as a leader. They're looking to me as a life coach. How does she navigate this? How does she handle this? So there are occasions where I will engage, but most of the time, do not touch.
Yeah, okay. That's something I remember. Most of the time, like if I get a negative comment, I reply to it, but I have humor, so it doesn't really matter to me. So I mean,
humor's power. I'm not very funny, so I can't use that.
Yeah, I could tell. No. So no, do you mind telling your age, or you don't like doing the age thing? Okay,
I'm
so you're
24.
So some people will say, okay, I think this was kind of a comment or something I read, like in reference to your age. You're in your mid 30s or whatever the case might be. Okay, you have an OnlyFans account. Someone be like, okay, how long are you gonna take off your clothes or sell your panties or whatever? Like so people have an age limit on these things too. Like typically, if you're in your 20s, that's okay. As soon as you hit like 30, it's like you're old, especially for a female. So do you have plans to do something else? You're gonna be touching your left titty till you're like 60, or what's it gonna be, droopy? I don't know.
Yes, I'm gonna be the most hot gilf that's ever existed, and you will all still be paying to see my ass in my 60s. Okay, listen, I'm so glad you brought this up because this like drives me crazy. There's a double standard here. We do this to women. Like, men will be like, have you thought about your future? Your body's gonna be old and wrinkly. This isn't gonna last. And I'm like, bro, have you thought about your future? You're not gonna always be sharp and witty and able to do IT. You're gonna frazzle out too. So what's your future? Why are we putting all the pressure on women and saying we have a time cap? I'm timeless, baby. I'm ageless. No matter what I do, where I go, I'm timeless. I can do whatever I want because I'm a free motherfucker. So like for men, like this is why I don't even engage men who ask that question, because I realize you don't see me as a full person. You don't see me as a free agent. You see me as this limited resource that they dictate when it's good and when it expires. Unavailable for that conversation.
Preach, girl.
Yes. Oh, she drives me crazy. But yes, so, look for Dilf in the future.
So someone, I guess I should know this answer, but for someone thinking of doing some of the stuff you're doing, what is the first advice you would give to them?
Oh, I love that.
I know, I'm just good at this.
It's like your job or something. Gosh, I have an OnlyFans training because I see a lot of mistakes happen especially when women start out doing this. And I think the number one advice I tell women through my training is do only what you feel comfortable doing. Because women will get on, they'll be like, oh, I have to show my vagina. If I want to make money, that's what I got to do. And I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. What do you actually want to do? And realize there are massively successful OnlyFans creators who do no explicit. So it's not about the explicit nature. It's about being true to what are your values. That's what the audience finds authentic and engaging and hot. It's like, here's a woman who knows who she is, who knows who knows who she wants, and knows her boundaries. That's hot. They pay for that. You can find explicit, full nude porn on the internet. They're not looking for that. Otherwise, they wouldn't be there. They're looking for something that is unique to you. So I'm always checking with women, what do you want? Where are you at? Start there. So when I started, I only did topless, right? And they've seen me evolve where I'm very explicit now, but like, that's why they stick around. They're seeing the evolution in real time. You don't see that in traditional porn or traditional adult corners, but in OnlyFans, this is a place for your self-expression, self-discovery, self-evolution. And it's really, really beautiful.
Okay, guys, this is my last episode of the Mss Francois Show because I'm doing OnlyFans. Thank you, Nikole Mitchell, for the 30 minutes of coaching.
This is amazing.
With and that said, this is some of the few times I wish my show was like an hour.
Right, there's so much, but this has been so good. So good.
So I'm gonna have you take this moment to tell people if they want to reach out to you, get any of your courses, the OnlyFans, tell them where they could definitely connect with you.
Oh my gosh, yes, come to NikoleMitchell.com. My name's spelled with a K, as mentioned in the beginning, Nikole. But yeah, I actually have a lot of women who follow my OnlyFans. I have a lot of, all my clients are on my OnlyFans. Like, it is an amazing space. If you just want to see what it looks like for an empowered woman to create on her terms, come check it out. And it might inspire you to maybe start your own, or just give you permission to be you and do you, whatever platform you're on, whatever it is that you do. If you're looking for coaching support, you'll find the application link on my website. My courses are all there, but come say hi. I want to meet you.
So don't worry, guys. I might be signing up later on to check it out my damn self, because I noticed she has VIP on the regular. I'm like, I want to know what the hell is the difference, because that sounds like
check it out.
So I'm gonna put all her information at the bottom. By now, you all should know where to reach me, guys. It's www.miss, that's MSS for multi-talented and super sexy, Francois.com. Find me on all social media because I'm that amazing, okay? So stick on back. Come on, keep coming back and checking out the episode. See you on the next episode of the Mss Francois Show. Bye, guys. Say bye, Nicole.
Bye, everyone.